Today's video is brought to you by Squarespace. If you need a website, head over to squarespace.com/Paul Messner. So I'm out with another bag full of gear, and in this video I'm going to be talking about 10 things that cost under £30 each that I take with me on every camping trip. I'm going to crack on with it and show you the first bit of gear. It's not my raincoat, by the way. So first thing, I actually normally take 2 of these. It's just a regular buff. These come in various different prices, from just a couple of pounds all the way up to about £15–20 for the merino wool one. So the buff is really lightweight and has got loads of different uses. So this one here is made of some kind of polyester material. I tend to just wear this as a wristband, just for wiping my head, or I occasionally put it on, you know, if I want to do my Rambo impressions. And the merino one I tend to use if I want to, you know, keep it a little bit warmer. So I might use this as, you know, warm my face up in the colder months. You can even wear it as a hat. So put it half on, twist it round, and then open it up again. I think that's it, and then bring it back down, and you've got yourself, you know, a thin beanie anyway, if you do it right. So a buff is a bit of gear that I recommend everybody has in the pack. The next one is my first aid cum toolkit. I don't use a first aid kit that is, you know, something that you buy from the shop. I keep things that are more useful to me. Things like Vaseline, plasters, you know, for regular blisters and things like that. Duct tape. This is a really useful bit of kit. You can use it for repairing bits of gear, punctures in your air mat, etc. I always keep a tick twister in there because everybody hates ticks. We got a lighter. These are genius. You must have seen these before. These are my dehydrated wipes. Toilet paper, allergen tablets, ibuprofen, windproof matches, and these literally could be a lifesaver. These are water purifying tablets. I don't keep things like huge bandages or splints. You know, if I'm going to be needing that kind of treatment, yeah, I think that I'm going to need the emergency services. I can always make do with, you know, one of my buffs or a jumper if I really needed to, you know, to try and stop severe bleeding. So you shouldn't be going camping without any first aid kit. And I recommend that you make one that is, you know, tailored to your needs. So what we got next? Yeah, you've seen it before. This is my Sea to Summit X mug. Packs down really small. This has been with me on almost every trip for the last few years. For what it takes up in space, why wouldn't you take it? Some people have a problem with the funny taste in it. It's never actually bothered me, but Jo, she keeps hers in the freezer, and then she's found that's cured the funny taste thing for her. Yep, Sea to Summit X mug, great bit of kit. Next up, we've got bug protection. I don't go anywhere without these. The head net I use is from OEX. They're all very similar. It costs about £8, I think. And I pair that up with smidge spray. So this is well used, as you can see there. The labels come off now. I find that this stuff doesn't stop the midges landing on me, but it does really stop them biting. So that's why I go for that. This head net works better if you've got a cap on. So then the peak, you know, keeps the net off the front of your face, because if you have got the net up against you, you know, you can still be bit by certain, you know, bugs just through the netting. So the next item you need in your pack is some kind of trowel. So I'm not actually needed to use this just then, but you never know when you're up in the hills or in the mountains, you know, when you might get caught short. So this particular trowel is called the Juice of Spades. It's made by the Tent Lab. So this particular one is a crazy price of £25. I think you're paying that for the ultralight and the trendy design. Not that the words shit shovel and trendy design should come in the same sentence. But if you're out in the middle of nowhere, you definitely need something so you're able to dig a hole to dispose of your compostable waste. This is like Sport Billy's bag. You remember Sport Billy. So next we have a pocket knife. I've gone back to my Victorinox Huntsman. So I've had this knife since the early days of my camping. It's got all the features that I need. So it's got a decent sized main blade, small blade as well, and a few features that I really like are scissors. So it also has a bottle opener and a can opener, and that pretty much covers me for all bases when I'm wild camping. You do have to be careful when you're carrying a knife in the UK because the laws are quite strict. However, I think it's important that you've got some kind of knife on your person, not necessarily buried in your pack either, because if you get caught up and your rucksack has got you trapped, it'd be handy if you get something in your pocket so you can cut yourself free. So before we move on to the rest of the items, a quick thanks to Squarespace for sponsoring the video today. So as you probably know, I've been using Squarespace for a number of years now, and it allows me to easily have my own online space where I can share my content. We've even set up a little shop, as you've probably seen, where we can add hoodies and things like that. So this week on the website we've added a new Reggie inspired Leave Only Footprints t-shirt. So I've actually just handed over control of the website over to Jo. She's had no experience at all when it comes to building a website, and you know, she's found it incredibly easy to do. It's all simple drop and drag stuff. So if you want to have a go at building a website of your own, I recommend you check out squarespace.com/Paul Messner. You'll get a totally free trial where you can build your website before you commit to doing anything, see how fancy it looks, and then if you're ready to purchase, you put in promo code Paul Messner, you'll get 10% off your first purchase. I reckon that's 6 bits of gear. What else we got in here? Right, so the next one is some kind of sit pad. So previously I'd always been using the Thermarest Z seat, which is, you know, great for kneeling down on, keeping your bum dry when you're sitting on a wet rock. Really versatile bit of kit. However, I've recently swapped over to this, which is a thin 3mm close hole foam mat. So this foam is thinner than the padding of the Z seat, but when you fold it over, you know, it's still quite thick, comfortable sit pad. But you can fold it out, use it as a, you know, something to lie down on, to keep the dirt off you. You can stick this underneath your sleeping pad to give you that little bit of extra insulation. There's so much more that you can do with this. You can put it down your backpack as a support if you're using a frameless pack. You know, there's no end of things that you can do with this bit of kit. So a lot of the ultralight backpackers use something like this made by Gossamer Gear, but they're quite hard to get hold of here in the UK. So I bought this from eBay, which is some kind of insulating foam. I'll drop a link in the description below, as well as all the other things that you've seen today. So item number 8 is a simple tent lamp. So this was a Christmas present bought to me by the girls. It's made by Eurohike, but there are lots of other similar brands that make this kind of lantern. 2 settings, low and high, and then there's a little built-in sort of carabiner to clip it to your tent roof. You could just get away with just having your headlamp, but I like to have a dedicated lamp for inside the tent. Item number 9 is some kind of super absorbent cloth. So I saw this not so long ago on Thomas Heaton's channel, and it soaks up about 250ml each time. It's brilliant for drying off when you come out of the rain, drying down your tent in the morning, any spillages that you've got, and probably I'll get one of these for wet dog as well. So the only place I've seen these is in B&M Bargains here in the UK. No idea if you can get them from anywhere else, but it's well worth having a super absorbent cloth in your bag. Right, so the last one, got a bit of a confession to make with this one. This costs more than £30. It is the Life Systems ultralight survival shelter. So I do own the standard Life Systems 2-person bothy shelter, and that does cost about £25. But it's a little bit heavy and at least twice the size of this when it comes to pack size. So although it is a survival shelter, this comes in really handy for when you're camping or hiking, you just want to get out the weather for a little bit. So you open it up, and it's just a case of climbing inside, sitting down, and you've got protection from the elements. Then once you're inside, you've got a little shelter so you can have a brew or your lunch. This is supposed to be for 2 people, but you need to be really friendly for that. There's a little vent there to give you some fresh air, but you can just lift that up a little bit if you want to. Then once you're done with it, you shove it back into what was the air vent, and that becomes the stuff sack. So that's the 2-person Bothy by Life Systems. The standard version is under £30, however this one, I think it's about twice the price at 60. But you know, for the pack size, you don't know you've got it in your bag, and it can come in really handy. A massive thanks for all the support that we've had over the last couple of weeks. Loads of really nice messages and comments on the videos. A massive thank you to all of the new members that we've got on YouTube and all of the new Patreon supporters. It really is appreciated. I hope that you enjoy the new content that's coming your way. So I hope these 10 items gave you a few ideas of your own. But that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.